You stir, slowly. The air is cool, perhaps crisp with the scent of pine or damp earth. A deep, primal warmth radiates from the nearby embers, a silent testament to the night's shared vigil. No blaring alarm jolts you from slumber, no rigid schedule dictates your immediate rise. Your body simply decides it is time. For the vast majority of human history, this wasn't some hypothetical fantasy. It was your daily reality. Today, we are locked in a global struggle with sleep. Roughly 70 million Americans grapple with chronic sleep disorders, and countless others feel perpetually exhausted. We are constantly told we need 8 unbroken hours of sleep. We chase this ideal with expensive mattresses, blackout curtains, and countless apps. But what if that very ideal, that rigid, uninterrupted block of sleep, is a profound modern invention? Your ancient ancestors, stretching back hundreds of thousands of years, experienced sleep in a way that would feel alien, yet strangely liberating, to your modern brain. Imagine a world without artificial light, without climate control, without soundproofed bedrooms. The natural world itself was your alarm clock, your thermostat, and your ever-present lullaby. The sun, the moon, the stars, the crackle of fire, these were the orchestrators of your rest. Studies on contemporary hunter-gatherer groups offer a powerful, living window into this deep past. One of the most revealing efforts comes from neuroscientist Jerome Siegel. For years, Siegel and his team meticulously observed the sleep patterns of the Hadza of Tanzania, the San of Namibia, and the Simane of Bolivia. These groups live a lifestyle that closely mirrors that of our ancient forebears. What Siegel discovered profoundly challenged many of our deepest modern assumptions about sleep. These people, remarkably healthy and vibrant, did not typically sleep for a solid, unbroken 8 hours. Instead, their sleep was often more fragmented. It occurred in shorter bursts, sometimes even 2 distinct phases over the night. This pattern, known as biphasic or segmented sleep, was likely the norm for millennia of human existence. Why would this fragmented sleep have been so common? Part of it was the sheer, undeniable necessity of survival. You simply could not afford to be completely oblivious to your surroundings for hours on end. The subtle rustle in the distant bushes might signal a foraging animal. Or, far more gravely, it could be a lurking predator. Constant, ambient vigilance was a crucial element of life, even during periods of rest. Archaeological evidence, while not as direct as a sleep study, also offers compelling hints about these flexible sleep patterns. Early human encampments, dating back tens of thousands of years, rarely show any elaborate, dedicated sleeping structures. You wouldn't find anything resembling a modern bed. Instead, you likely rested on simple animal hides, perhaps woven mats, or directly on the earth itself. This was almost always near the consistent warmth and protection of a communal fire. This constant proximity to others, and to the flickering, dancing light of the fire, profoundly shaped your sleep cycle. The fire offered essential warmth against the creeping chill of the night. It provided crucial psychological comfort, serving as a visible barrier against the consuming darkness and its unseen threats. But this same fire also gently, persistently nudged your brain away from a state of deep, continuous sleep. Your senses were always somewhat attuned to the subtle shifts in the environment. Was that a faint cry from a distant nocturnal animal? Did the wind suddenly pick up, threatening the fragile shelter overhead? This wasn't necessarily restless or poor quality sleep. It was a fundamentally different kind of sleep, deeply intertwined with your immediate environment and the intricate social structure of your group. Anthropologist Polly Wiessner's extensive work with the Yikung San, another hunter-gatherer group, further illuminates the importance of social interaction around the fire. Conversations, storytelling, and the sharing of knowledge didn't abruptly cease at sunset. They continued, often with periods of quiet rest naturally interspersed among them. Your ancestors likely experienced bouts of what you might call wakeful rest. In these periods, your body was still and relaxed, yet your mind remained lightly active, processing the day's events or simply observing. What fundamental benefit could this fragmented sleep possibly provide? It allowed for a sophisticated system of distributed vigilance across the entire group. One person might be in a deeper phase of sleep, while another was lighter, more easily roused by a sound or smell. This communal sleeping arrangement was not merely a comfort. It was a vital, adaptive survival strategy. It meant that you were never truly alone, even in your most vulnerable state of unconsciousness. The subtle presence of others, their rhythmic breathing, their radiating body warmth, created a continuous, reassuring hum of life. David Samson, an evolutionary anthropologist, has dedicated his research to understanding the evolution of sleep across various species, including humans. He notes how our specific human sleep architecture, with its capacity for flexibility in lighter stages, was critically important for our survival in the unpredictable and often dangerous environments of the ancient world. You might have had micro-awakenings, brief moments of consciousness, to check on your sleeping children. Perhaps you'd rise to stoke the dwindling fire. Or you might simply reorient yourself, gazing at the familiar forms of your kin. These awakenings were not symptoms of some disorder. They were built-in, adaptive mechanisms for staying safe, connected, and responsive. Your biological clock, your fundamental circadian rhythm, was perfectly synchronized with the natural world's rhythms. The first rays of the rising sun triggered morning activity, stirring you to action. The setting sun, followed by the appearance of the moon and countless stars, signaled the time for rest and essential social bonding around the fire. There were no artificial blue lights from screens disrupting your crucial melatonin production. There were no demanding deadlines pushing you to stay up late into the night. Your body simply followed the ancient, unwavering rhythm of light and dark. So let's reconstruct a typical night in your ancestral life, perhaps 30,000 years ago. As dusk begins to settle over the savannah, the air quickly cools. You gather with your immediate family and the broader tribe around a large, roaring fire. The day's hunt is complete, the gathered food meticulously prepared and shared among all. Children play, their excited laughter echoing briefly before being gently hushed by observant elders. The last sliver of sun dips below the horizon, painting the expansive sky in fiery oranges, deep purples, and fading rose. You settle down, pulling a worn, soft animal hide closer to your body. The rich scent of smoke, earth, and distant cooking fills your nostrils. The lively chatter around you slowly softens into murmurs, then gradually into the rhythmic breathing of many sleeping bodies. You drift off, but it is a light, watchful slumber. A few hours later, you might naturally stir awake. Perhaps the fire needs stoking, its flames dwindling to embers. Perhaps your bladder calls, urging you to rise. You stand, stretching your limbs, observing the peaceful, sleeping forms around you, illuminated by the dim, comforting glow of the embers. You might exchange a few quiet, hushed words with another elder who has also woken. Or you might simply sit by the fire, contemplating the vast, awe-inspiring, star-dusted sky above. This brief period of wakefulness isn't frustrating or anxiety-inducing. It is simply a natural part of the night. After an hour or two of wakeful rest, you lie down again, effortlessly sliding back into another phase of sleep. This second block of sleep might be deeper, more restorative, as the immediate dangers of the early night have somewhat passed. You might dream vividly, your subconscious mind processing the day's challenges, triumphs, and lingering impressions. The faint sound of birdsong, soft at first, then growing steadily louder, signals the imminent dawn. The eastern sky begins to lighten, a soft gray giving way to pale pink. Your eyes open naturally, without any jarring noise or a crushing sense of having lost precious sleep. You rise, feeling genuinely refreshed and ready for the new day's hunt or gathering. Here's the profound, counterintuitive twist: your ancient ancestors likely obtained less total sleep than you aim for today, yet they felt more consistently rested. Modern hunter-gatherer studies, like Jerome Siegel's, consistently show average sleep durations closer to 6.5 to 7 hours, not the aspirational 8 or 9. This wasn't a deficit of sleep. It was incredibly efficient, adapted sleep. Their sleep, though potentially shorter in total hours and more consistently segmented, was perfectly tuned to the demanding requirements of their environment. They didn't suffer from insomnia in the debilitating way that you experience it today. The very concept of a sleep disorder that necessitates clinical intervention is largely a product of a modern world. A world that relentlessly imposes artificial schedules and tragically denies our natural biological rhythms. Your ancient sleep wasn't about clocking perfect, unbroken hours. It was about adapting, surviving, and ultimately thriving within the dynamic parameters of a wild and unpredictable world. The true quality of their rest came not from sheer quantity, but from its deep, inherent context. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own complex relationship with sleep. You constantly fight against intrusive alarms. You consume endless cups of coffee or energy drinks to desperately push through persistent fatigue. You worry incessantly about getting enough sleep, a paradox that often makes it even harder to achieve. Your ancestors' sleep patterns offer a powerful, ancient lesson. Perhaps it's not about forcing an unnatural, rigid 8-hour block onto your body. Maybe it's about reconnecting with the deep, natural rhythms that your body inherently understands. Could a slightly earlier bedtime, a dimmer, more natural evening environment, or even embracing a brief, quiet wakeful period in the middle of the night actually improve your overall rest and well-being? Perhaps the perfect sleep isn't a single, unbroken stretch of unconsciousness. Perhaps it is a more flexible, adaptive, and fully engaged experience with the night. Your ancient brain remembers a different kind of rest. It remembers a more fluid, integrated experience that was intimately connected to its surroundings. It understood that sleep wasn't merely a passive shutdown, but an active, dynamic, and vital part of both individual survival and the cohesion of your community. When you struggle to fall asleep, or when you wake in the middle of the night and fret, you are not necessarily broken. You might just be experiencing a faint, lingering echo of that ancient pattern. A quiet whisper from a time when constant vigilance and unwavering community profoundly shaped your very rest. Instead of fighting against these echoes, perhaps you can learn from them. You stir, slowly, in your modern bed, the morning sun trying to pierce the blinds. No blaring alarm forces you awake, no schedule dictates your rise, but now you understand why your body still seeks that ancient, profound rhythm.